is how you change a Q50 2015 Infinity headlight. So this is the headlight right here. It's broken over there with a little accident, so I'm about to change it. So this is the new one. This is the new headlight. First I gotta look at all the spots where the bolts go. So you got one spot right there, one right there, yeah, and a bolt go right there. You got one right here also. So that's like 4 or 5 bolts. So now you come over here, I already did some of the stuff. So what I did is a pull right here, a bolt, a 10 bolt right here, pop this out, and right here the headlight out, because you got a bolt that's all the way underneath. I'm gonna show you it in a minute and how to get to it, but you gotta pull that bolt all the way down there. So what I did was I pulled all the clips right here. You got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, like about 10 clips right here. And then underneath, I pull the bolts underneath. So by pulling all of those 3 bolts right here, 1 10 right here, a 10 right here, and pull all the clips, and then you can pop the bumper. And so after you pull the bumper, you ain't got to pull it all the way off. You can just do one side, don't pull the other side. So I already took this bolt out. It's a 10 bolt. That's for the 2 top bolts. So you got a bolt underneath the bottom, you got one on the side. So for the bolt under the bottom, come under here. Come down, sure. For the bolt underneath, to get to the bolt underneath, you gotta move this arm right here. This arm was right there. I don't know why I never did this from first. So you gotta move this on right here. After you move this on, you get to the 10 bolt right here. See? 10 bolt right here. So after you remove that 10 bolt, then you can slide the light out. There's a little clip right here too. You gotta release this clip. And then you can slide the light out. So an Infinity headlight is not that easy to change. You gotta go through a whole other process just to change an Infinity headlight. And you gotta disconnect the light in connector. So you gotta disconnect the connector for the light. Sometimes this connector can be so tight, you know. You gotta really like pry on them to just to get them out. Yeah, sometimes they can be very tight. Halfway out, just leave it. You hear it click? You gotta hear that click. Then you gotta slide it in. Take time and wriggle it until you get it in the position that you want it. Sometimes it can be a little bit tricky, but you know, you just take your time, play with it until you get it. So it can be a little bit tricky, but all you gotta do is take your time and play with it until you get it to where you want it. So I'm gonna put the bolts in now. You got 4 bolts. bolts. You got a bolt for the top. You got another one, 2 bolts for the top. Got one for the side. And remember the one underneath there, that's the tricky one. That's the reason why you gotta pull the whole bumper off. I'm gonna release the money now.
4.
So I'm gonna catch the one underneath. Carry your camera down here, so like carry camera down. You can see this?
Light.
You can see this now, right? So you gotta catch this first, before you catch back the horn. So run this down first. Make sure everything line up before you tighten. So once you know everything line up, then you can tighten. And then you gotta put back your horn, because you gotta remove this horn just to get to the switch, the bolt. So now you gotta replace back this horn.
Light.
Whoa. You can't use one on this. I can't find a place to put it.
Give me light.
Alright. So now you gotta replace this horn again. And then after that, then you tighten the rest of the bolts for the light. As long as the light, all the gaps are right and everything is in place, and you tighten the light, you tighten the rest of the bolts. Now after you make sure everything is tightened, you can do a light check. You go inside, stay right here. I'm gonna do a light check. You gotta make sure everything works before you hold everything up.
Active. Active.
Always check your light. Always check your light before you put your bumper back on, because you don't want to put your bumper back on and bolt all of these stuff up and then your light don't work. So remember, always check your light before you go forward. So now we're going to mount this. We're going to mount the bumper back up. I'm just gonna pull this just to make it easier to mount the bumper back up. remove. You remove this of the rod right here. Then you slide. You slide that under like this. Make sure the gaps are even. You make sure the gap even like that. But I'm gonna tighten that side before I tighten this side. So make sure this is on top, the airflow, and then boom, slide that underneath. And make sure everything line up. So after you make sure everything line up, then you start, you're going to catch this gap first. So remember the thingamajig. I'm going to get that in there. It's a 10 bolt. Sometimes you gotta catch it with your hand first before. Sometimes it takes a little bit of time, but you always gotta be patient. This kind of work requires a lot of patience sometimes. You gotta get all of this stuff back together. Make sure everything is secure. Start getting the clips back in. Gotta make sure everything line up, or else these clips are not gonna go in. Oh, I don't want nothing. These are old clips, you know. If you can afford to change the clips, buy new clips, that would be good. But these are old, rotten clips, so I'm trying to make them work. Gotta get some new clips. That's it, good. Alright, I gotta get some new clips for this, so let me just bolt this side up first.
12 minutes. 12.
So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna bolt this right up right here and get back to you guys in a minute. And this is the finished product. And that's how you change an Infinity 2015 Infinity headlight.